Speaking of people who've made the Ovation so successful, here's a man who's tirelessly supported and has brought together our mighty Los Angeles theater together. Please welcome CEO of the LA Stage Alliance, TERENCE MCFARLAND.
Hey everybody, how you doing? Awesome. There is such an amazing generosity of spirit in this room tonight, at this theater of another time and another era, on the edge of a comeback, and in our region that loves a retool, a reinvention, a refresh, if you will, just around the eyes and neck, nothing noticeable. The Los Angeles Theater has sat at the ready, poised to return to service to artists and audiences alike in the collective soul refresh that a night at the theater can be. Just as this theater in our Angelino Broadway is undergoing a renaissance, so is LA Stage Alliance. Many of you were in the audience last year when I mentioned that we might be leaving our home of 25 years, and in September, we did just that. We are thankful to the Los Angeles Arts Commission for giving us temporary shelter, and we've embraced our situation with a new energy. It's rare that a 37-year-old organization can act like a startup, but we're lucky enough to be able to start fresh. We're building on our legacy and looking at how our core competencies match with the needs of the community. We found that we do well with infrastructure, technology, and data, super sexy, data sexy, and are building on that foundation. Our art census now contains information on 4 million unique households of arts and culture participants, and we have an interest to take that research national. We know that if we bring attention to the work of our community, your work gets acknowledged. After hosting the 2011 TCG conference, it was no surprise that 2 of those receiving honors this year were Angelino's Bart DiLorenzo and our friends at 24th Street Theater. Congratulations to them. We are facilitating the rebirth of the Greater Los Angeles Theater Producers League and managed the election process of the 99-seat Producers Transitional Committee earlier this year. Our arts journalism website, LA Stage Times, has seen visitation double in the last year, and the National Initiative Project Audience, funded by the Andrew W. Mellon Foundation, chose Southern California as the region for its site with a $500,000 investment toward collaborating with communities to connect individuals with creative experiences, with LA Stage Alliance managing the project. So I'm happy to say we're on a bit of a roll. But wait. You clapping. There's more. I have funding news that's so fresh and tasty, it pains me to tease you and then report that I can't share it with you. But alas, Superstorm Sandy delayed the delivery of a contract for a very exciting grant that I was thrilled to tell you about tonight. But I can't talk about it until I sign the damn contract. So stay tuned. Facebook, Twitter, I'm going to be screaming from the LA County Arts Commission offices. You will know about this grant when we can talk about it. But in all seriousness, our hearts go out to those still struggling in the aftermath of Sandy, especially our fellow artists and performers. In a time when nearly half our country lives in what Frank Rich calls a post-fact syndrome, we must hold the facts even closer, and facts must support the fiction that appears on our stages. If the post-fact syndrome means that science and math are ignored to accomplish a more easily digested narrative, I worry for us. We took a page from the lushness of your narratives and endeavored to expand how we talk about your great work. We commissioned a study of the intrinsic benefits of live theater. We asked questions about captivation, intellectual stimulation, emotional resonance, aesthetic enrichment, and social bridging and bonding. These right-brain notions speak more about how theater serves the soul. And as some in the political arena move away from facts, we at LA Stage Alliance have embraced that art and data together can serve our souls. We find that this year's Ovation Awards occurring on Veterans Day, a day we acknowledge our armed forces and their efforts to keep America free while preserving our rights. Veterans Day holds special recognition for me as I'm the son of a retired captain of the U.S. Navy who served for 30 years, and I'm named after Terrence C. Hanley, his pilot, whom we lost in the Vietnam War. On this day, when we acknowledge the service of those that protect our liberties, I want to personally thank Keith Jeffries and the United States Veterans Arts Alliance for empowering our artist veterans and helping those that need it find their voice. It is because of our veterans that our artists don't face the same threats that Pussy Riot or Belarus Free Theater have experienced this last year, and that is but one tiny example for which I'm eternally grateful. I'm reminded that we too, as theater makers, are in service. 20 years ago, on the Taper stage, a group of artists came together and served. They were a bellwether in the perception shift of a plague and redefined what was possible to accomplish in a single epic play. Margaret Mead's quote seems apt. Never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it's the only thing that ever has. I challenge you, citizens, to embrace the sentiment inherent in Kushner's infamous line from Angels in America, "The great work begins." As your service organization dedicated to building awareness, appreciation, and support for the performing arts community of Greater Los Angeles, we acknowledge that our work is constantly evolving. We embrace the following line from one of tonight's nominated productions as our ethos: ever tried, ever failed. No matter. Try again, fail better. To the veterans that enable me to be the free American that I am, and to the army of artists who fight the fight to better understand ourselves, our times, and our souls, I am privileged to serve with you. I salute you.